All right, at this point, we're kind of getting a little bit deeper into this quiz app, quiz web page that we've got over here. So I've got 4 choices. Presumably, I'm going to be told whether I guessed the right number, 1, 2, 3, 4, or not. We saw before that I was able to get some animation on the page, just simply changing the color when I clicked on an entity. And let's give some feedback to the user now. So here I'm clicking on the first button, and I'm being told I've chosen choice 1 over here. Here I've chosen choice 4. Here I've chosen choice 2. I've chosen, choice 3. So the question is, what is the mechanism that actually allows us to do this, to say choice 1 to choice 2, choice 3, and choice 4? So a lot of this is going to look similar. Remember, I've got my buttons actually are these pseudo buttons, unordered list. They are styled in this CSS formatting up here. I've added a new attribute to my list items over here. And this is, again, something that you could do programmatically, where I'm calling it my data. It's kind of similar to where you have like a selector or drop-down list or some sort of form input element, but we're doing this all locally on the page. So I'm adding this my data equals 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. Remember that this mechanism up here, I'm grabbing all of the list items that reside within something of an ID of pseudo button. I'm converting them to an array, and the reason I'm converting them to an array is so that I can run this for each loop on each particular element in which I assign an event listener, the click event listener, to each of these elements. And I assign the function button click to be that event listener, to be the function that's called when I click on these guys. The first thing that I do when an element is clicked upon, so this button click method gets called whenever someone clicks on one of these list items. First thing that happens is I set the background color to yellow. And then I use this thing over here called getAttribute. And so what getAttribute is doing is it's getting my custom attribute. This is an attribute, right? So I'm getting the attribute named myData. In this case, it's either going to be the number 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be a string, but it's going to be the string 1, 2, 3, or 4. I'm calling it choice. Then I grab this thing called response lm. I'm grabbing an element by ID, response. This is a span. The span has been there the whole time. Spans are just basically placeholders. They're normal inline text and it's something that you can give an ID so that you can give a custom styling. If you want to give it a specific color, or you want to change the contents of that, it allows you individual control over a word or group of words within a paragraph or div or whatever. In this case, I set the inner HTML of this particular span to say, thank you for choosing the choice, and then I append the attribute choice over here. So there's no like number conversion going on with this 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I could have set these to anything. I could have said hi, right? My data is hi, and at this point, if I click on 1, it's going to say, thank you for choosing choice hi. Thank you for choosing choice by. Thank you for choosing choice by. So this is not a built-in attribute of the list item. This is a completely custom attribute for a list item, but it's a property that I'm going to use to help myself. It's a helper property so that I can get some information out of this button that we clicked on, these pseudo buttons or whatever, but I can get some information out of here without really knowing ahead of time which one I clicked on, so that I can use the same event listener for all of these buttons.